Here we go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Akashic Records 101. I'm so excited to offer this course, this little workshop with the Alchemist Kitchen. I can't speak highly enough about what they do there. And yeah, definitely check it out if you can, if you're in person. And they also have a lot of amazing classes as you're participating in this one, all the time. Free ones, inexpensive ones. It's a great space. I love seeing some familiar faces and a lot of brand new faces. So that's cool. I'm excited. Well, let's, without further ado, get into it, shall we? So I'm going to share my screen. I've made some slides. And yeah, so this is our class. Everyone can see that okay? And this is what we're going to do. This is our agenda. Okay, so we have a group meditation. We're just going to connect together to the earth and each other. Be a really beautiful experience. I'm going to introduce how I came into the Akashic Records, what they are, why you might want a reading or to learn how to do it yourself, connecting to your clairs, so clairaudient, sentient, clairvoyant. There's a bunch of clairs. Then we'll do a channeled group reading, which I'm excited for, and then at least one individual reading for somebody. So if that's something that you're going to want to do, just like keep in mind, you'll be able to type into the chat me when I say so. Okay, don't do it now because I won't see it. And then at the end, I'll tell you about a workshop that I'm offering starting on Wednesday this week, and you guys get a special discount for being here and sharing your energy with this group. And then hopefully we'll have a couple minutes for me to answer a few questions that anyone might have. Sounds good? Are you guys ready? I'm ready. All right. So it's good to be excited, but it's also good to be grounded, right? Grounding and then excitement from grounding. So let's do a little group meditation. You can just feel comfortable, just flutter your eyes closed. And I'm going to walk you through a meditation that I do every day, sometimes multiple times per day, because I find it very grounding. And that's a very important thing for when you're connecting to the spirit realm, the higher realms. You want to be in your body and be on the planet. Okay, so let your eyes close and notice that your body might have some creaks, some cracks from the day. You can just roll your shoulders and your head a little and take your mind from your head space down through your chakra centers, down through your face, past your mouth, your throat, your collarbones, to your heart. Just take a breath in your heart. Connect to that space. It's a very important, powerful chakra. It's actually the place where we create the most powerfully from. Because love is one of the strongest vibrations, which we'll talk about soon. And then pass from your heart down through your solar plexus into your sacral, your root, and your earth star chakra, which actually exists a few feet below your feet. And if you're in a building, which probably you all are, you're probably not standing on the ground, you can envision some golden channels, that silvery roots pass down from your feet through these golden channels, pass through all the man-made elements, the floors, the ceilings that below you, the infrastructure, the foundation, into the ground below, the soil and the root system below the building that you're in, below the hand touch, the man-made, into the earth. And you can begin to release anything that doesn't serve you down into Mother Gaia, into the sovereign light energies of the earth, where it can be renewed. And see your silvery roots pass down through rock and soil, sediment, the water column, down, down, down through ancient rock and former tectonic plate bits that have drifted up, maybe dinosaur bones. I like to pass through corals because a lot of North America used to be under an ocean. down, down, down into a mineral river. And you can just imagine your silvery roots in this mineral river, clearing your body and then replenishing your body with the nutrients and minerals of this beautiful mineral river. And it's passing up into your body, your torso, your head, and coming out of your crown and filling your auric field, just washing you clean. Water is very cleansing. And this mineral water has everything you need, everything that your body needs to feel revived, refreshed, and nutrient enriched. And you can pass your silvery roots through the thicker sediment below this mineral river down into rock, limestone, shale, marble. We can start to get into the fun crystals. Your favorite crystal, you could pass your roots through, like rose quartz or labradorite or obsidian, and then there's the magma and the gold veins that are hot and molten, and then the cooled gases layers, and maybe there's an inner earth forest that's lit by helium gas that fires this layer, and down, down, down through onyx and more obsidian for some reason, and if you could mute yourself for the rest of us, thank you. And down, 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 down into the tectonic plates. This is the heartbeat of the planet. This is the motion of the center of the planet Earth. And there are gases and oils that you can call up into your body, along with all those crystals that you pass through, and all that beautiful nutrients can come up into your body and fill your auric field as well, and create a beautiful energetic shell around your energy field that cleanses anything that comes towards you. And these gases and oils, they keep you in perfect harmony with the planet. You're in your own perfect timing. You have all these hopes and dreams and aspirations, and they're all on their way to you as you relax into rhythm with the planet. Just feel that running through you, and pass your silvery roots down into a hot molten iron ore core. And in this iron ore core, that molten metal comes up into your body and just burns off anything left that doesn't serve you. You can see yourself as a lava monster, a lava being, a lava energy, and then pass down, down, down into a mineral ocean where your joy and your play is always available to you. There's bioluminescent creatures, jellies and shrimpies and stalactites and bubbling volcanic activity, and all your favorite people are there with you. It's a beautiful space to play. You can breathe in this space and receive joy and delight. And then you pass your silvery roots through that mineral ocean into a charcoal layer, into a crystalline magnetic core of the planet Earth. And you just watch your silvery roots wrap around this core, and then receive into your body what you wish, such as love and support. And watch it come up your silvery roots through your body and your being, through your crown to your higher self. And you can receive protection and abundance, and just watch these two sources, your higher self and the core of the planet, run everything you call towards you, through your body and your energy field. And you resonate at the receiving of those things so that you might attract it into your life more and more and more. When you're ready, come back into your toes and your body and feel around you an energetic field. It's protected. It can be a golden egg that's as thick as you want it to be. I sometimes think of an ostrich shell, an ostrich egg. It's very thick walls. It can be 15 feet thick, 150 feet thick as the planet Earth, whatever level of protection you feel like you need right now. And that golden surface reflects everything that doesn't serve you back away from you, back to be renewed by the universe. And you can just feel the power of that protection and all those layers of earth and minerals surrounding you, and you, through you. and just delight in this moment of being human and being alive and having a chance to play together right now. When you're ready, you can wiggle your toes and your fingers and come back to me. I hope that was pleasant for you. Whenever you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. While we were meditating, some beautiful little water lines appeared on my screen. I didn't do that. I don't know. The water spirits are with us. I don't know. I'm a Scorpio, so maybe, and we're in Pisces season. So who knows? So I am Vanessa Albury. I am dubbed the Recordkeepers Transcriptionist by the Recordkeepers and Guides of the Akashic Records. That is a title that they gave to me because I am very fastidious about the messages I receive. I receive direct channeling in words. So I use my clairaudient gift, and I receive the language and it just comes out of my mouth. So I also write it a lot. When I'm in my own records, I'm writing. And sometimes when I do readings for other people, I'm writing. And then I read it back to the person, or I just review it for myself, because sometimes I'm the person. Often I'm the person. I go into my records pretty much every day. It's a daily practice. And I came into reading the Akashic Records via having my own records read. There's a lovely reader in India, Lamia, who I can, I'll create a PDF of these slides that we'll send to you after the course, and I'll have a link to Lamia so you can see what she's all about. It's just a beautiful being. And it just so happened that I connected with her through another friend in India in a weekly group call that I had during the height of the pandemic on clearing my shadow and inner child healing through to be magnetic. Some of you might know what that is. It's tobemagnetic.com. It's listed in the resources at the end of my slides. There's amazing workshops for inner child healing and shadow work, money, love, whatever you name it, it's there at a very affordable price. So I was in a group, and Lamia joined us for 2 sessions. And the second I saw her face, I was like, oh, friend. I just knew, that she was for me. And then I heard she was an Akashic Records reader. And a few years earlier, I had heard of the Akashic Records, but I hadn't really pursued it more. And then I just like, okay, I need her to do my reading. And then my first reading, I just felt seen in a way that I've never been seen in my life. And also by a total stranger. Like I had just been on, a group call with her. She didn't know much about me, but she talked about me being a light being, and the power that I can tap into, and the processes I needed to do to really get into that. And actually grounding was a big part of that for me. So the meditation I just guided you guys through, doing getting a nice oil and massaging my feet, like doing foot soaks, like I really needed to ground, because the Record Keepers and Guides told me that when I took a class with Maureen St. Germain, that I've been in my records my whole life. So I have the tendency to kind of escape. I'm a bit of an escapist, but I'm here to ground. I'm here to ground my visions onto the planet. So everyone's going to have their own barriers or like healings that they need to experience to really receive the records. So in my second reading with Lamia in April 2021, she said after hundreds of readings, this had never happened, that I was guided to become an Akashic Records reader through my reading. And she said that, one other person had been guided, but not as strongly. And that it was like, you just have to do this. And just so happened, her teacher had a class starting 2 days later. As I have a class starting in 2 days, coincidentally. That's funny. I didn't think of that. Anyway, so in my class with Maureen, it was just like this whole world opened up to me. very powerfully. And then 2 months later, or a month later, I guess, I received a message for a friend that was spot on about his life in a way that I wouldn't have had any knowledge. I hadn't talked to him in about 5 years. And he had experienced a queer hate crime, and had been attacked and had neurological impacts on his life, and his life had changed greatly. I had no idea. And the message was all about what to do with his archive. He's an artist, and what to do with his archive in his house. And I gave him the message, and he said, "Oh my God," and he started crying. Literally that morning, he had been moving his archive around thinking, why do I have this anymore? Like, am I even an artist anymore? Because he's been suffering and, working on healing his body. He was like, I don't even know what the point of me is anymore. And yeah, it was a very supportive message. And I just thought, wow, I wonder if I can do this for other people. So that's where my mini readings were invented in that moment, from love for my friend Jason. I'll link him too, because he's pretty cool. You'll like him. Okay, so that's who I am. Now we're going to talk about what the records are. And I have this slide here that I meant to put up during our meditation, but just to show you the chakra system. Maybe some of you aren't familiar with the Earth Star chakra below your feet. And there's the Soul Star. There's actually 5 more chakras have opened up to all of us as of last year with the Great Conjunction. There's other experts can tell you all about that. But I love this visualization also for the auric field, the golden eggshell, and the layers that you can envision. Okay, so what are the Akashic Records? Well, that's a good question. And I only have words to explain it to you. So with that said, the Akasha is this energy that's been scientifically discovered also as of, I think, 2003. Ernesto Ortiz talks about the meeting where the scientists got together and discussed this in his interview with the Akashic Records Unlocked Summit that Swara hosted. He's an expert on explaining this kind of thing. He's written many books about it. But so the Akasha is this field of energy that surrounds all living things. And if you think about it, we are living, animals, plants are living, but the planet is living. Jupiter is living. Everything is growing and changing. So everything has an energetic field that surrounds it. And that's what the Akasha is. And through the Akasha, you connect in all space and time to the energy of that being. So, you can think about the bodies that we have. We know that we have bodies. We know that we have an energetic field, and that, we connect to people through our language and our sight, but also through energy, right? Like you can be in a room and feel somebody's eyes on you and then turn and see them, looking at you. That's energy, right? So, yeah, I wish I could give you Ernesto's explanation, but I highly recommend connecting with him. But in short, the Akasha is also discussed in Hinduism and Buddhism. And it's this atmosphere or sky around people. That's one of the words, one of the translations of the word. And again, it's through all space and time. So you can connect to the Akashic Records of any energy, especially if you're a gifted reader, and receive information about that energy in the past, in the present, and in the future. And I have added to this free will in my little blip because no matter what information you receive in your Akashic Records, that's related to the energy of right now, of you receiving it right now, even if you're asking about the past or you're asking about the future, and you have a choice in what you do. There's You're never tied to anything you receive from someone else. Always keep that in mind. And there's also ways that things can be interpreted. You might have heard the exact right thing that hit you the exact right way that you didn't agree with, and then it put you on your proper path. I will say with the Akashic Records, you're never going to get a negative reading. Some people are like afraid, I'm afraid to get a reading. What if I find out, my cat's going to die this year, and I would be devastated. It just isn't like that. All the messages are from love, from unconditional love. So we will carry on. So why would you have a reading? So again, we're understanding that we are sovereign in our bodies. You are the boss of your body and your being. And to get a reading or to receive a reading, you have to give permission to the reader. And for me, that comes through with the full name of the person, birth date, birthplace, and where they currently live. And I use that information as permission to go into your records and receive your beautiful messages. And by the way, the messages are always beautiful. And I experience them clairaudiently and clairsentiently and claircognitively and sometimes clairvoyantly. So I will have visions. I will feel the energy in my body. I did a reading a few months ago in Central Park with a man who'd been married for 50 years. And he asked me about his wife. And then I felt this beautiful, harmonious relationship that they've had together. And it was very powerful. It was an energy of relationship that I've never felt myself. I have TMI. Yeah, it was really beautiful. And I feel it. And often the person experiencing the reading feels it too, because entering your records is a healing experience. The words are selected for you specifically. They're channeled for you specifically. And oftentimes people will listen to the recordings 5 or 6 times before they receive the whole message, because your body integrates on a cellular level this energetic information. So it's words that you're receiving, but you're also receiving energy. People often cry in readings that I have with them, and I feel so honored and blessed to do this work, because I connect with total strangers over the most important, intimate aspects of life. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the deep dives. I'm here for healing. I'm here for, getting into it and really knowing each other, because when we really know each other, then we can really begin to love each other. When we can know ourselves, we can really begin to love ourselves. And you can't love someone else until you know how to love yourself, right? And that's a journey. It's not like, oh, I love myself, I'm done. It's like, okay, you met it today. How about tomorrow? How about in 5 minutes? Are you self-abandoning? Are you letting other narratives take over? It's a constant journey. So a lot of people get readings to go into past life information, which endlessly fascinating, right? Like, I've had some beautiful past life readings. I don't really do past life stuff. I mean, it comes up sometimes, but for me, it's really about what is in your best interest to know right now. And so every reader is going to make their own connection to what the Akashic Records have available for you. Some people might have more heavily on past life stuff. Some people receive just visuals and they describe the visuals to you. Like I said, I'm a direct channel, so I'm giving you words. I'm getting words and they're just coming out. And I'll also have my own responses as a human, but I can't say them because I'm just channeling words. And so sometimes they'll react to my responses. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, can I say this to someone? And they're like, chill, you're fine. We've got this. But yeah, so it's about connecting to your higher self and your highest best path, what's in your best interest to know right now to get you aligned with your soul mission, your life purpose, your highest best, and to get you out of your own way. Because really that's humaning. Like, we're just like getting in our way, learning how to get out of our way. Get in your way, Get out of your own way. And another thing I think is really important to mention when talking about what you can learn in the Akashic Records is the law of attraction. I think a lot of us here are familiar with what that is, but it's the idea that like energy attracts like energy. So, so when you're receiving the Akashic Records, and by the way, all of us, all the time, have access to the Akashic Records of our own selves, all of us. And you receive messages, even though you don't even necessarily know that you're receiving them. So in the workshop, I'm going to do it throughout the month of March. We're going to hone in on your personal capacity to receive them and explore that, open that up, and really help you blossom into receiving your own records. That, you know, we're all connected all the time. It's just a matter of, are you in the way of getting the message, or are you a clear channel? And, you know, it's not everyone needs to be a reader, but it's available to all of us. So, right, law of attraction, like objects attract to each other, like energies attract to each other. This is based in physics. A lot of scientists hate it when us woo-woo people are like, it's like science, but you know, it is. And I really love Einstein's, and this came through in the records for me, Einstein's theory of relativity, where there's a field that's like a grid in space, and you drop a planet on it, and it bends around the planet, right? And then you drop another planet on it, and the space-time continuum bends around that planet, and everything stays in proximity to each other until, as humans, with our intention, we move closer to something. So everything you want all the time, everything you're seeking in this life is in relation to you. And it's like, can you get out of your own way, and can you access it? And I think it's something really important to remember about the messages that you receive in the records. It's all about getting you energetically aligned. So often if you have a specific problem that you're like, you know, really, it's really got you, you're looking for a specific answer, you're not going to get that answer. They're not going to just give you answers. Sometimes they do just give you an answer. It's like sometimes, okay, but not it's not normally when you're like, oh, I need the answer, you know. They're really going to direct you to how to connect your energy to receiving the answer. And it defies logic. So you got to just like put logic to the side and say, thank you, come again later, and connect with the energy. So an example of this is a woman I've done 3 readings for. She might be on this call now. I'll leave her anonymous. We did a reading, and she was directed. She was already traveling to Hawaii, which I didn't know. And in the reading, it was like, go to San Francisco, visit San Francisco. I had no idea she was planning to go to Hawaii or to do a stopover in San Francisco on her way. But the message was, the energy of San Francisco that you connect with connects you to your next partner. So she vibrated for a week at the energy of being in partnership by being in San Francisco. And then a few months later, met her next partner. So it's all about energetic alignment. And it, you know, she wasn't like trying to romance San Francisco. She just loved the energy there. The energy there connected with the energy that she is in a really harmonious way, in the way that a person connects with a partner. I hope that makes sense to you guys. But that comes up a lot. Okay, we're gonna move right along. Okay, so this is just visual aids, because some of us learn that way. Everything vibrates, right, at different frequencies. And so this is just, you know, temperature and color and wavelengths, right? I'm just gonna breeze through this. Okay, and then the map of consciousness. So you'll notice that love is here. I think it's 560. Ooh, that's tiny. I think it's 560. And so it's love, joy, peace, enlightenment. And these higher frequencies, which you connect to when you're in the Akashic Records and receiving your own records, expand you exponentially. Love vibrates much higher than fear and creates much more strongly, because it's a higher, faster, more powerful vibration. So you can really heal in the Akashic Records. You can really learn how to heal your wounds, heal your relationships, and heal your relationship to yourself and the planet and beingness, really. So to connect to your own records, I encourage people to connect to their clairs. This is a nice way to begin to receive, to open up to receiving what you're already receiving it, but just to open up consciously to being able to know what you're receiving. So these are just different ways to unlock your energy. And many of you know these things already, but emotion is energy in motion. My friend Carrie Ann Appleton, who's a beautiful coach, says this. So embodiment of emotions to move through energy. So when you embody your emotions, when you let them release out of your body, you move through that energy, and then you can clear them to access love, because that's actually where all this information, like I said, comes from: unconditional love. Understand that the universe that's what is available to all of us in the universe when we get out of our own ways, right? And you want to understand how your own body connects to your own energy. So what lights you up? What makes you feel refreshed and revived? Like, I love yoga. I just love it. I also love walking. I also love biking. I also love crying. I also love dancing. I love singing. I love going into nature. Earthing. Earthing is a beautiful technique, especially for those of us that tend to be escapee and you need to ground. If you have security and safety wounds, you're going to want to earth, which is like take your shoes off, stand on the ground. I do this even in the dead of winter, even for 5 minutes. I'll put my feet in the ocean. I also get into the ocean in the middle of winter because I'm just like that. I think it's really cleansing. And just connect to, where does my body store my energy? Where do I get blocked? And focus on unblocking that. So internal family systems is a beautiful process that psychiatrists and psychologists are really getting behind these days. And it's checking in with the body part that is blocked or reacting and asking it, what do you need? And just listen to whatever it says and give it that. It's a dialogue. You can look into that on your own more in depth. Mirror exercise. So those of you that are familiar with twin flames might be familiar with the mirror exercise. And it's basically any upset in your life is mirroring to you where you need healing. So also, if you are familiar with Landmark Forum, this is also a thing that they talk about. Any upset you have is yours. It's not anyone else's. Even if somebody else, triggered it, it's your upset, because somebody else in that same position that you're in would have a totally different reaction, right? And so the mirror exercise is another beautiful technique. I'll make sure that that's linked in the PDF so you can see a really great video on the breakdown. It's very simple. And you might have resistance at first to it because it's like, no, I didn't do it. They did it. No, you did it. Sorry. And forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful unblocking energies, because you release yourself from the karmic energy of past ruptures, past disturbances, past upheavals, past negative interactions. You release yourself and the other person. The most important part is releasing yourself, because only you have the power over you, right? You can't control them. But notice that the interaction heals as soon as you begin to do it. I experienced this with my sister in November. I was like, she is wrong, blah, 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 right? And then I heard a conversation where I could connect to what she was experiencing. And I was like, oh my God, she's having this whole other experience of her own life. And I just suddenly, my heart opened up for her. And then suddenly she, opened up to me in a whole new way. And this is how forgiveness works. Ho'oponopono is a beautiful prayer. I highly recommend to everyone. It's a Hawaiian prayer. Dr. Hugh Lin did research with a prison where he released some 100 prisoners from their past with this forgiveness prayer. It's I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Or maybe it's I love you first. Jason Stevenson, who's an amazing meditation musician, has a link to the Ho'oponopono prayer. And you don't have to say it out loud, you can just listen to it, and that's healing. So I sometimes sleep to it, to be honest with you, because it's really about you hearing it. You're forgiving yourself, right? It's like cleaning up your side of the street. Okay, so once we've done that, you can also clear your space. So clearing, protecting. The process that I use is ground, protect, that's what we did in our meditation at the beginning of this workshop. Clear, and then replenish the energy. And you'll have this in a PDF. I just want to breeze past it so we can get into the readings. I also love energy healings. I'm like, one of my favorite things. Reiki, acupuncture. These are really great ways to clear your energy, and crystals are a beautiful support for that. And yeah. Okay. So connecting to your clairs. What lights you up? That's how I connected to my clair audience. When the pandemic started, I was like, yay, because I suddenly had my time to myself for the first time since I was 5 years old. I didn't owe anyone anything, and I could just play. So I did. I did yoga every morning. I ate a beautiful breakfast. I went into the garden. I watched videos. I got involved in my community, and it just felt really good. And within a few weeks, my clairaudient gift turned on. So following what lights you up, letting go of what holds you down. So some of us have jobs that we don't enjoy. Some of us, there's things in our life that we don't enjoy. And can you find what's enjoyable about it? I had a job once for 5 years. I started meditating every day as I went in, and when I was there, on what I appreciate about the job, which was the beautiful space and the beautiful work I did and the beautiful people that I worked with. Within 2 months, I no longer had the job. There's no coincidence. Okay. Grounding, protecting, clearing, replenishing. This is a great way to make sure that whatever information you're receiving is from a high vibration. So asking for your spirit team to show up, the sovereign light energies of your healed ancestors, of your guides. You want it to be healed ancestors, not the ancestors that are trapped on the planet and suffering, right? You want it to be the universe, God, whatever archangels you connect to. I love Saraswati, Oshun, Athena, Ganesh, Lakshmi, whoever you connect to, ask for their support and clear your space so that anything you're receiving is actually from a divine order, right? From a higher vibration. Because when you open yourself up to receiving information, you're going to receive whatever's around if you haven't done this clearing. I've had many experiences where I receive a message and I'm like, whoa, that is not a nice message. Like, who is speaking? And my first question is always, do you serve unconditional love? And if it's a no, it's like, goodbye. Thanks for stopping by. I send you away with love. You can't send anything away with fear, right? That just attracts. You have to send away with love. And so anyway, your homework assignment is to practice grounding, protecting, clearing, and replenishing your own energy, and then take a walk and be guided. Ask, do I turn higher self, spirit team? Do I turn left? Do I turn right? Do I turn left? Do I turn right? And just tap into that direction. It's a really beautiful way to find something amazing. They'll guide you to something that you really like, and that will be the sign that you have done the exercise correctly. Okay, moving right along. Channel group messages. Okay, so as I receive a prayer, go into a prayer to connect to all of your beautiful higher selves, I want you to connect to your heart and call in your higher self, your spirit team, whomever you connect with, while I go into this silent prayer, and then I will be delivering a channeled message for the group. Good evening, beautiful and beloved seekers of light and love and truth. And we do not mean this in a light and superficial way. We mean that you are seekers in a very deep and emotionally resonant way. You are here to learn to connect to your highest best and your greatest good through us, the Record Keepers and Guides of the Akashic Records. We are very delighted to see you and receive you today and to send your powerful energies through our Record Keepers Transcriptionist, Vanessa, on this beautiful evening through the incredible energies that create the Alchemist Kitchen. For this is a place and a space that is here and for people just like you, for you, in fact, for your great climb in this paradigm of life and beingness. For everything can seem quite serious and heavy at times, and you may feel under the weight of this matrix, this 3D matrix world. Yes, we love the movie The Matrix. Because indeed it does illustrate the world that you live in. And you are here to be in and of the world, but actually not quite of it. You're here to transcend the ofness of this world and lift it up to a higher place, a more beautiful space where love can rule. And that is, by the way, where we are headed. It is undeniable. And you are clearing the path. Imagine a path in the brambles of a forest, and the path is there, but there's overgrowth, and you have your machetes and your chainsaws and your little pocket knives. And you are clearing the path with each step you take towards love. Just feel our love in your heart space now, lighting you up. Hear and feel the resonance of this truth of who you are. Each of you, this is who you are. We would not be attracted to our Record Keepers Transcriptionists if we were not here for unconditional love. That is just how it is. That is her path and her agreement with us, and therefore everyone who crosses her path in this work, it is inevitably their aim and goal as well. And we wish for you all to truly understand that you're receiving our messages all the time. It is true. It is so. We have told our Record Keepers Transcriptionists to tell you so. We like to crack jokes because life's funny, even when it's heavy and sad and unbearable. It's also ridiculous and lighthearted, and there's laughter and joy available to you. Even when you struggle your most, if you can connect to the absurdity of what this life is, you will flourish very quickly, very, very quickly, almost immediately. When you allow yourself to observe yourself in your feelings and in your experience and no longer sit within the heaviness, just release it like it's an overcoat on your shoulders, and you just shimmy your shoulders and whoop, the coat is off. You can always put it back on, but we don't recommend it. It's not a nice coat for you. Be free. Let your shoulders be bare to the sun. Feel the warmth and love of our light. Feel it pass through you, into you, and around you, and then offer it to others. For you are expanders on this planet for love, for unconditional love. This is your purpose. So when you're in your next hard, cranky, ornery, difficult, yelling, screaming, punching, fighting moment, just breathe into your heart space. Feel it expand within you. And see how ridiculous all of that is. This whole life thing It's just an experiment and a mirage. And yet you are here to make it better and better and better. If that resonates for you, please let us know in the chat that you've received it. We know that you have, and we enjoy your feedback. You are an active participant in your own healing and receiving. We wish for you to connect to that truth over and over again. Claim your power, claim your love, and radiate it to all. We are ready to receive a volunteer for a personal reading now. Okay, so if someone can just pop into the chat, I would like a reading, and it's just going to be for your highest best. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. So many people are into it. Okay, so where am I going? Okay, I just heard the name. Yeah, Sylvia. Hey, Sylvia. So you can just stay quiet, and I'm just gonna tap back in and ask a question, and then I'm gonna receive your answer. I know that whatever is shared here, it is already understood that it is safe for you to have your information shared in this context with this loving group. Sylvia, can you type your full name into, you can do it to me personally in the chat, your full name and birthday and where you're born. And just make it a private message to just me. Well, maybe it's come through. Let's see. Recordkeepers and Guides. What may I share with Sylvia for her highest best to know right now? Welcome, 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 beloved Sylvia. You have a beautiful radiance in you that runs through you, to you and through you, to all who surround you. And yet you impede yourself from experiencing this love fully that is available to you, from you, to you, through you. You have decided to block yourself from the love you deserve. And we don't want that for you. We don't want that for anyone, but we especially do not wish this for you, beloved, because as you know, you're here for a higher purpose. You're here for healing and loving and sharing. You are here to release yourself from your family bonds that hold you down. It is imperative for you to disconnect from those who you think love you most in this world. They do love you. They love you deeply and dearly. They just do not know how to love you well. We understand that you're receiving this right now and a little sad about it. And that's okay. It's okay to be sad. And P.S., that does not mean you cut them out of your life. That is not at all what we are saying. We would never wish for someone to release themselves entirely from those whom they love the most in this world. But what we wish for you to do is to disconnect from the meaning they generate in your life. And this may require some distance, some separation at first. But if you can allow that distance and separation now, you can blossom into the love that they really want to show you. For when you heal this dynamic within yourself, those within your family who are able to express and show love to you well can begin to show up that way. more and more and more. But first, you must release yourself from the karmic integration of the dynamics thus far. Yes, we're talking about mothers and fathers. We're talking about sisters and siblings. We're talking about your entire bloodline. You must withdraw to heal, but not disconnect entirely, but withdraw your energy, your emotion, and tap into who you really are. Stand strong and stable in the safety and security that you know you trust you believe in you. No one else can tell you or show you who you are, but they can show you where you need to heal, where your wounds are. And this is a great, powerful lesson for those like you and our Recordkeepers Transcriptionist, Vanessa, for indeed, she very much understands this dynamic, being one of some 60 people and the only one doing this woo-woo work that she loves so much and that lights herself up. And as she lights up, she lights the world up, as you are experiencing right now, all of you on this call. We see a beautiful path for you unfolding, beloved Sylvia. Allow yourself to release that woolen, itchy, scratchy coat from your shoulders. Stand in your sun and your truth, and immediately begin to experience the beautiful impact available to you. And eventually, those who truly love you can come full circle and give you the love you've always deserved. We are complete for now for Miss Sylvia of this great beyond universe and the blue-green marble called planet Earth. You are not meant to stay small. You are meant to explore. And so it is. Oh, I give thanks to the record keepers. So it is. Okay, so Sylvia, do you want to type in the chat to me personally or to the group how that landed for you? And maybe I'll, if it's cool with you, share it with the group. I think it's really interesting to receive feedback live in this context so people really see how this works. And as I wait for Sylvia's message, I will just move right along because we have 4 more minutes. And I want to take a couple questions. So you're welcome, Sylvia. It's my absolute pleasure. And please, please let me know what resonated for you, even if you don't want me to share it with the group. I just love to know. So my workshop coming up starting Wednesday. Oh, that's so soon, right? But I just follow instruction. This is what I was told. So it's a Zoom workshop, March 9th, 16th, 23, and 30th. These are Wednesdays from 6 to 7:30. And there's 10 spots. There'll be recordings. If you can't come live, you can receive that information later. We're going to, for each of you, this is an intimate group, learn how to connect to your own records and actually become Akashic Records readers yourself for your own records. It's a very powerful process, and I'm pulling from a bunch of resources. It's going to be really fun. The Recordkeepers and Guides said we're going to keep the fun and functional. That's their like catchphrase for it. It cracks me up. And for being here tonight, I'm offering all of you a 10% off for joining me. So you'll just want to book by Wednesday morning. I'm going to say Wednesday noon Eastern Central Time, so that I have time to get you the link and everything, and you're all set up. So that's $360 to my Venmo. And I think Sylvia has a message that I can share with the group. Oh, before I move on to the next slide and share that, feel free to tip me for this experience. If you enjoyed it, it helps me receive the love that you have for me in this process, and really understand that the new energetics of money is love. So you want to spend your money and put your money to and towards the things that you love and experience with love in this life. You don't, you know, you don't want to just put money where it needs to go, right? You want to buy clean foods. You want to give money to those you love. You want to support projects that you love. You want to support people that you appreciate. You want your money to be an expression of love, because this is where money is moving towards. Molly McCord, the astrologer, talks all about this on her podcast. And there was a really beautiful Lightworkers message about that about a year ago. Very powerful. So the new energetics of money is love, right? Take that with you. Okay. Resources, which I will share with you in the PDF that you receive. And I'm leaving my info here, and I'm just going to share with you guys what Sylvia has to say. She says, I don't know what to say. That's okay. You don't have to know right now. Something it resonates about not letting love in, blocking myself. But I don't know how to do that. She laughs. About the family patterns, I guess, as well, but I'm already many years apart from them. Probably still there are invisible influences over me. Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it is. There are patterns that you are in your own head about what those dynamics are. Interesting that you're already disconnected from them. I'm curious. Yeah, I'd be curious to discuss that with you more, but we can't really do that here. Okay, you guys, we're right at 8:00. If anyone has a question, maybe Luca, we could go maybe 5 minutes over. I would love to field a couple of questions from you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. If you have a question, just like unmute yourself and throw it at me.
I have a question.
Hi.
Hi, Vanessa. So you've done a few readings for me. I think you've done 2, and you did one for my cat as well,
Yes.
which I found really funny because I've never had a cat reading before. But anyway,
that was so fun. And I love the synchronicity of like what it was telling you to do and what you had just bought that morning. Like that was so cool.
Yeah, and every single reading you've had for me has been very synchronistic. Like the day after something I did, or the morning after, or a few hours after. So I have a question about your readings. So in my readings, you've noted at the end, back of, and my location, the city I'm from. And you've said that that's always significant. And my first reading, you said back of, and you said my hometown. My second reading, you said back of, and you stated my hometown and my current city. And I'm just wondering, why is the city important? And why would 2 cities being named be important? What could that signify?
Yeah, I love this because you brought up something that comes up a lot in my mini readings, especially where they're just like, and this little tidbit at the end, boom. The city is always, it's not necessarily for you in particular, it is a city that you're connected to, but it's not always the case. Like, someone was like of Canada and this person's never been to Canada. And it's like, whatever, no relationship to Canada, but it just means like tune into your connection to those places. And, for each person, it's going to be a little different. For you in particular, I'm getting, it's like, these are your homes. These are your homes for life. Like this is your spot. Like you can travel, you can go wherever, but these places will always be home to you. Unlike my home where I'm from, it's not really able to support me. Like I live in New York City and I feel and connect to the energy of New York City all the time. The city is often like, we love you, Vanessa, you're our favorite. I'm like, stop, I can't be your favorite. There's like millions of people here. And they're like, nobody connects to us the way you do. They're just like fanning my flames, I'm sure. They're like, no, we're not. Yeah. So, when a city is brought up, there's a significance to that city. And it could be that, there's more healing for you to do there, or there's a vibrational connection there that you can really connect to and grow when you connect to the city. So, you might want to specifically start connecting to the sovereign light energies of the cities that were mentioned. Just like, sovereign light energies of Melbourne. Like, what do you have for me today? Show me the way, show me what you got, just ask. Sometimes I know exactly why this is brought up, but oftentimes I don't get to know. You get to know. And I'm just like, okay, cool. But again, like I mentioned, the person before who was guided to go to San Francisco and to connect to the energies of San Francisco, it's that connection that brought her into the vibration of finding a partner, finding the right partner for her, the person that she really connects to in this world, a twin flame, actually. Which I'm developing, actually, the ability to give specific twin flame readings if anyone's into that. It's something that I respect deeply. So I want to really hone it before I offer that. But anyway, does that answer your question, Beck?
Yeah, but I have a very quick follow-up, but I don't know if you want to.
Okay, let's go real quick. What you got?
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, I mean, what confused me about the cities in particular was that I've always had a resentment to my hometown because I feel too restricted in that place. And I've always seen myself as someone, that needs to go abroad, to America, to Europe. That's always in my mind, my future is in abroad.
Somewhere else. Yeah.
So it was interesting to me that you saw that connection with my hometown, where I'm like, I don't want anything to do with my hometown.
When I was describing city connections, what I picked up on for you was around healing. And so what I'm getting right now is that you heal that connection to grow elsewhere. You got to heal this connection first before you can expand elsewhere. That's just what I'm getting right now. But only you can know the answer to that question. But if you have resistance to where you are, there is definitely healing available to you there. Definitely. So really connect to those energies of that city. Like, tell them to slap you in the face with what the point is, like, show me the way, what do you have for me? Yeah, that's what I would do. And really try that, connecting and asking the energies of the city to tell you, turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. See where you find yourself. Okay, I have a couple more questions. Yes, I do animal readings, and I would love to do your animals. I have a few in the queue. Yeah, pets, past lives, totally. Why they're here now, why they're in your life, and really what comes through often in the pet readings is what your pet wants from you right now that they don't have the words for. You're welcome, Beck. What is a tool for replenishing your energy field? Yes. So I do one-on-one coaching on this. I sometimes offer workshops on the whole process to really go into it, but just a quickie. White light candles, and I love rose cones. Jocelyn Kelly Reed turned me on to rose cones, and they're just like amazing. So it's like replenishing the space with something abundant, something light, something, flowers are good, singing bowls. There's some really great YouTube singing bowl, like long form videos that you can just listen to. They're amazing. But yeah, that's you do it with your intention as well. So when you light that candle, you light those rose cones, you call in your abundance, you call in your highest best, you call in, what you're here for in this life. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was a fast hour and 7 minutes. I wish we had more time. I would love to do a reading for all of you. I really would. That would be just like such a delight. So yes, you have my email. You'll get the PDF probably tomorrow. I'll check with Luca on that personally. And thank you so much for your time and your energy. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing some of you in my workshop starting Wednesday. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be good. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.